Oh, and another goal for Super Eagles. This is Premier Football Center. Again, anywhere. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to click that subscription button. Oh, and another goal for Super Eagles. This is Premier Football Center. Again, anywhere. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to click that subscription button. Oh, and another goal for Super Eagles.
Good evening and welcome to Friday Talk Sport today, your go-to football show for the latest updates, analysis, debate on the beautiful game. I am the host for today. I'm Solomon Egbenenwe. I will be your host, and in the studio I have from my far left, Paul. How do you do today?
Yeah, I feel very, happy, excited to be here once again, and you know how it goes every Friday.
All right, and also have following Yemi. How do you do today?
Yeah, I'm fine. A good day to talk after a day that Chelsea won their game, so it's easier like that.
Discuss about things that will happen over the weekend, and I'm so excited to be here tonight.
All right, we have a packed full of exciting stories in the world of football today, from the World Cup qualifier to the Jimmy Carragher in continuation of last Talk Sport show discussion. And we have the Under-17 Women World Cup qualifier also coming up tomorrow. We're talking about that. And let's quickly go to the day's business. First of all, we talk about the professional list for the World Cup qualifier is out. Yeah, Air Chile, 39 man list for the African Cup of Nations qualifier is out, and we see a lot of surprises in that list. Some players are out, new ones are in. And Polo, have you come across that list?
Well, I haven't, seen the complete list. I've seen some names, but I haven't, seen the complete list. But 39 man list. But I believe that will not be the final list. I believe they're still going to trim it down to maybe 25 or
23. Yeah.
23, yeah. So, but a good one, and it gives the manager, opportunity to let the best of the 23, and we have serious matches coming now. The matches that we cannot afford, the situation we have concerning the World Cup qualifier. So if we are going to be at the next World Cup, we need to make sure we win the rest of the remaining matches, upcoming.
All right, Chile has included 4 home-based players. One, the goalkeeper Kayode Bankole from Remo Star, Ifeanyi Oyebuchi, a defender from Rangers, Papa Daniel Mustafa, a midfielder from Niger Tornadoes, and the former captain of the Super Eagle Ahmed Musa are all in the professional list. Good one.
For me, it's just coming in. So as a coach that's just coming in, you need every experience you can get on your team. So Ahmed Musa, and with the way he's bringing in his A game at Kano Pillars, you can just include him, not really as the main squad member, just to add more, because they need every experience they can get at this stage of the competition. They need people that have been there, that have done that. And Ahmed Musa, he has scored at the World Cup. He has played for Nigeria, captain Nigeria, and so I think he's a good addition, but not really part of the first team.
Not really part of the first team. Yeah, Doki, what do you have to say about the list?
Well, taking a good look at the presentation, yes, I will agree with Yemi on the coach coming in afresh and looking at all the legs he can put up there. He's going to look at what he can play with. your pattern may be different from what he's coming up with. And then and Ahmed Musa might be a player that can motivate a team. Might just want him in that team for more than just playing. Maybe like a motivation or like a leadership figure for the rest of the crew, while he takes his decisions on who leads and who drops off. But for me, I think Eric Chell is trying to just put, like what you do when you're brainstorming. You bring all the ideas together. You just put all of them in the basket. You're not removing any. Just put all of them in there. And then in the second phase, you start funneling them to go through a more rigorous sedimentation and funneling process, whereby you shed off unwanted legs. And that's what he's doing right now. This is the first phase. You'll possibly take them down to possibly 30 and then go on to 23 as time goes on. But Ahmed Musa in that team, you see, when I first saw Ahmed Musa, I was pretty surprised at why would you still be bringing Ahmed Musa into this team? Because one, it is corrosive when you have powerful players who are not functional back in a team that is trying to shoot without them. He was the captain of that team, and he had been, quote and unquote, the last coach, and now the next coach is coming and bringing him back in. Now, he didn't play the last 2-3 matches with them, and they did well. Yeah. They survived. They were able to get into an advantageous position without him. Now, he's coming back into that team. What it means is this was somebody that used to lead them, make decisions, and the rest of them. Some are afraid already. It's a bit corrosive for those who are already biased about his leadership style, because he can't get a first option, Jesse. He can't be the first lineup, but he can't be anything short of the captain. So it's a dicey situation for some people who believe that this guy should not be in the team. But I guess the coach should be able to read all this psychology.
All right, then let's critically look at the list itself. 5 goalkeepers, 10 defenders, 10 midfielders, and 14 attackers, all making 39. Let's quickly look at the 5 goalkeepers, where we have Stanley Nwabali, Maduka Okoye, Amas Obashoge, Adeleye Adebayo, and Olukayo De Bankole. Yeah, all of them made the 5. They made the list for the goalkeepers.
Yeah, like I said earlier on, I want to believe this will not be the final list. It's still going to, cut it down probably from those 5 who might be seeing 2 being dropped, and we know the usual suspect that will make it Stanley, what's his name, Amaduka Okoye, probably Adele, because he has been also around. I think the other 2 guys will be dropped.
All right, let's look at the names of the defenders, the 10-man defenders, where we have Bright Osaye Samuel Olayin or William Trust Ekong, Calvin Bassi, Gabriel Osho, Jordan Tori Sharaga, Toru, how do you pronounce that? Toru Hariga, Zaidu Sanusi, and Bruno Oyemuchi. The 10 defenders are called up by Chile.
Now, if you ask me, the first part of it, I will say Kayode Bankole stands a chance of training with this team. He might not eventually be in the first 3 goalkeepers, but I think for the sake of posterity and encouraging the local league as well, you need a keeper from the local league. And as it is, he's the only one from the MPFL, the Remo Stars keeper, Kayode Bankole, and I think they should have him on board that team. Yes, Maduka Okoye sure to be there. Stanley Nwabali still keeps his number 1 jersey, and maybe Adeleye and or Kayode Bankole. Now, coming to the defenders, we know the usual suspects that we expect to see here. William Ekong is likely going to remain as the captain of the side, and he's not leaving that spot. Osayi Samuel will likely stay there. Bruno will be there. Gabriel Osho, well, it's neither, this guy is just featuring. Calvin Bassi definitely going to be there. Olaino has a shirt already, even if he doesn't train. Zaidu Sanusi, yes, wonderful left back. He has his shirt too. Ego Ogbu, yes, he has to fight for it. Jordan Torunagi just coming in. Ifanyo Yebuchi has always also been one of those in the reserves. So I still find you coming in here because he's a local MPFL player, and there is this drive to have 1 or 2 of them in this squad. So I think he will likely be part of the training materials.
All right, for the midfielders, where we have Wilfred in the Frank Onyeka, Raphael Onyedika, Fisayo Ayodele Bashiru, Al-Hassan Yusuf, and Alex Uwobi. All the midfielders. Yeah, mate.
Yeah, I think when you look at the midfield, Alex Iwobi has been doing a lot of good job for Fulham this season, and I think it has only been one game or two that he has not started this season for Fulham, and that's the way to go when you want your midfielder to be in form. But now, when we look at it, to juxtapose this with his performance in the Super Eagles has not really been convincing, and now we need everybody to be every hand to be on deck, because this is a make or break qualifier. They points, not just draw one or win one. So they need all 6 points. So we need guys that are decisive in the middle. How I wish Kani Chukwuemeka was approved already. It can, because it's a bit decisive attacking wise. But be that as it may, it will be and Dele Bashiru and the likes. I think if they can bring their A game to this, we fell in, he did it too. It's also back from that injury he had. So let's just see if they can actually put their heart in order, and just a 1-0, 2-0 is okay for 3 points. Maybe they can just scramble that in.
All right, so maybe they can just scramble that. Okay, let's quickly look at the attackers where Victor Osimhen remain undisputed starter for the Super Eagles. His name is there. We have joined by Moses Simon, Ademola Lookman, Victor Boniface, well, and the informed Siri Dresser for the Rangers, and Nathan Taylor are all the forward call up for the 39 professionalists.
Yeah, I think the attackers, probably all of them will definitely make it, because I see no reason you'll be calling Nathan Taylor back and at the end of the day dropping him, because looking at Nathan Taylor, he's been out of the with the team for some time now, and we see the way he plays for his club. That's talking about Bayer Leverkusen in Germany. Is a player that is in form, and we need him. And also Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, and I'm very happy that we finally call back Cyril Diesel, because he's a player that is in form. Looking at his scoring run, I think he's the second highest goal scorer now in the Europa League, and even in with his club in the league there, Scotland. Yeah, he's also in form. So I'm very happy we call him back. Just like also the midfield position. Also, I think probably the midfield, those players are called up for the midfield, and all the attackers will probably make it. Maybe the from the defense now, and the goalkeeper will be the ones that they have to drop. And there's also a player that I'm also happy that is back again. Seydou Sanusi. He's a player I like very much. Anytime I see him playing for the Super Eagles, he always give all his best. He had an injury that took him out for almost up to a year, but he's back now, and I'm very happy for him to be back. And I want to see him back in the starting for the Super Eagles again.
One thing I want us to talk about right now, as it stands right now, the Super Eagles next match against Rwanda is on the 21st. Now, as we are talking, today is 8. Even though the 23 man that will come out of this 39 men list, is that not a setback to the Super Eagles?
Well, I think I'm going to disagree with that. It's not a setback, because even if you select the 23, they're not going to play tomorrow. Not a setback, because even if you select the 23, they're not going to play tomorrow, and you're not going to assemble them until about the 18th or 17th when the clubs release them. The clubs are not going on international break until about 17th, 18th for the 21st of March international break. So they still have about 2 weeks of games to play. And the best the coaches can do is to look at all this. Like I said earlier, you're putting all of them in a basket. You don't have to funnel out. Okay, in the attack now, we're looking at player like Akko Adams. What do we want to do with Akko Adams? It's likely not going to make it. And we have Chidera Ijuke here, Sevilla. Very likely.
But Doc,
and
just to...
very likely.
But Doc,
and
just to... one thing this new coach is doing, you will see a lot of new names on that list.
No, I don't have a problem with
No, what he's doing is he's trying to
build a new team.
Not just build a new team, expand the names of the guys that can
Yes,
come
I
into
don't.
the
I don't
squad,
have a problem.
so that I
with
can
that.
create proper competition.
Yes.
So
no.
these guys that we have now, they are too used to, oh, they will call us.
No. Let's look at it this way. You have a 39-man list. You can't call all these 39 to camp. You need to reduce it to at least camp. And then from the 30, you take out 23. All right? So it has a challenge to take out 15 or 16 of these players. And it has to be it has to be done in grades.
The squad will be up to 25, 26.
Yes,
It's
even if it's
23,
25 from 39, you're still talking of 14, 15 players.
maybe, well.
Need. Now, this is the first list that was released. Then you are going to look at one, availability. You're going to look at injuries. You're going to look at, okay, who do we want? How many of them play the same position? Akko Adams play left. Does he play the same as Victor Simon and the other Moses, Simon
Boniface.
Moses or Simon?
You can confirm. Hansi Flick wanted that Baka job.
Yeah.
It was not as if the job was up for grabs.
You want-
Flick, because he wanted it, was one of the reasons Baka easily let go of Xavi. When a coach that has won the Champions League, do you understand what I'm saying? That's been successful in Europe, both in domestic league for Germany. Like a job you want to do, even if they are not paying you up to, because you wanted it, and it can help your qualification. Then
All right, thank you very much, Yamite, from the professional list of Super Eagles. Let's quickly. No, we are coming to that later. We are coming to Baka issue.
we
We are coming to that.
if you like the job, it's none of our
We are
business.
from 39-man professional list. Let's quickly fly down to our last talk sport discussion. That is Jimmy Carragher responding to backlash. Yeah, that is former Liverpool defender Jimmy Carragher. I has responded. Yeah, Al-Hajj Diouf, JJ, the likes on the controversies that began not a major tournament. And he has been able
to use the wrong word.
Yes, no. How
That's
he said
where
it,
the mistake came from.
saying that it's not a major tournament, and doesn't clarify his proverb, may end up getting murdered or killed or mobbed. Let me put it this way. They say, Aishalayoro ló pa elete àkọ́kọ́.
Please put the mark.
Tó ní bá wúwo ju àwo lọ. It means that there was a man they used to call elete àkọ́kọ́. It means elete the first. He was a king. He was mentioning something and he was talking to his people. And he made a statement, just like Carragher made. He said, the calabash is heavier than the plate. How can you say the calabash, which everybody carries around with one finger, is heavier than the ceramic plate? But what he meant was that the fresh calabash that was not yet cut and
dried,
treated, it's heavy.
It has
from the tree. It's heavy. It's
fresh.
really loaded. It's actually heavier than any ceramic. But he didn't explain it. They didn't even give him time. They just mobbed him and killed him.
Wow.
Which was what Carragher was trying to say here in Rich Rovers. That, look, this is what I meant. I didn't mean this, but it is a fact. Do you understand?
Yeah. So I think from his explanation is very, very clear. And to some extent, there are, is words that there are truth in it, because the AFCON is not rated. That's just it. Whether we like it or not.
The thing is this.
But the quality of the AFCON is high. We agree.
From the inception.
Yes.
There are points for each competition. There are points, even apart from the journalists voting too. So we all know this. But now you are bringing context to it because you have seen his explanation. When you listen to that in the first place, you will fault that statement. And if you check the talk spot we did last week, listen to the part I spoke about it. I said his mistake, what he said wrong, was saying AFCON was not a major tournament. And even there was no backlash, will he correct himself like this? It's just simple. You can't say a whole competition held the biggest competition in
Africa.
Continent is not
a competition where DJ Drogba with all his exploits in Europe could not win it. Even with the golden generation, he could not win it.
People died.
Mo Salah has not won the African Cup of Nations yet.
People died in this nation.
Mhm.
This January, this year. Last year, because of our. You know how
Yeah.
how you were shaking. Even show like this thing was sweating. Our producer was controlling the mood. He was just using experience. We were all feeling it on this set, and you come and say that kind of competition is not a major. Yes, there are factors that you can calculate. Ballon d'Or award, those awards has lost its value, but for objective conversation sake, he made the wrong statement. He has retracted it. He has explained himself. That's why I said there's even not much to say on the matter.
Polo, is it clarified enough? Do you agree with Carragher's explanation, or was his initial comment disrespectful to African football? Yeah, let us know your thoughts.
Well, I was here last week, and I told you guys that I actually agree in part with him.
Yeah.
Where I did not agree with him is when he said it's not a major tournament. Thank God he has come out to clarify it. But every other thing he said, I agree with him.
All right, and thank you guys for all those highlights in this issues. So let's quickly go to the next one, and that is our Flamingos of Nigeria arrive South Africa for Under-17 World Cup qualifier. The Nigeria Under-17 women's team, the Flamingo, have arrived in Pretoria, South Africa, ahead of the second round first leg World Cup qualifier against South Africa tomorrow. Yeah, that match will be played around 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. The team landed at OR Tambo International Airport in the early hours of Thursday, fully prepared for the crucial encounter. And what are you expecting in that encounter, given the fact that South Africa, they are grooming young ladies in under-17. They are doing so well in their league, and they are doing so well even in their country. The last time they played their first leg for the African Cup of Nations, on aggregate 21-2 against Gabon. Football, not handball. This same 21-2 against Gabon. So what are you expecting tomorrow?
Well, if they like, they win 102. But they are going to play Nigeria. They are not playing Gabon. They are not playing Lesotho. But these are Nigeria, and we are forced to be, to reckon with. When it comes to women football in Africa, Nigeria is the powerhouse. I believe every other country in Africa actually looked up to, the blueprint, and that's the Nigerian women football have actually, set or laid down. But it's not going to be an easy one, because we know of late now South Africa are now beginning to show themselves when it comes to women football. But I expect us to go there and get the maximum 3 points, and then come back home and do the finishing.
All right, the return leg will be playing in the Canadian Mostar own stadium. That is on the 15th. Exactly 1 week after the first leg. And Bankole Olowokere, is the coach of the Flamingos. We saw him at the World Cup, what he did with the young girls. And I think he has actually called on 19 players for this encounter tomorrow. And the names of those players are the goalkeeper Christina Uzoma. We have Onyenyichi Okpara, Anna Ibrahim, Jumat Adebayo, Temilade Fafore. Then we have Shava Istefanus, Taiwo Adegoke, Shakirat Moshud. We saw her exploit in the World Cup. We have Moinat Rotimi, Azizat Odunton. We have Philomena Ochanya, Aisha Animation, then Elizabeth Boniface. We still have Elizabeth Boniface, Queen Joseph, Olamide Olariwaju. We have Chisom Wachuku, Harmony Chidi, the goal puncher. She's still there. Favor Hiagwaram and Christiana Sunday. Those are the selected players for that African qualifier tomorrow.
I think if the Nigerian squad is not careful enough, they may come back on their backs weeping, because the South Africans seem to be better prepared than our Flamingos.
Thank you.
And they have been playing for a while. And we understand, if you understand South African football, they have been intentional about developing their football from grassroots to age-based football, and then there are professional leagues, both for female and for males. They are paying so much attention. A lot of their players are not traveling abroad to look for greener pastures. They stay in their local league and they develop the league. So the Flamingos are facing an uphill task in South Africa. I think they're in Pretoria right now.
Yeah.
And if they should come out with a draw in Pretoria, I'm going to be happy. Yeah, I don't see them getting a point in Pretoria. I'm sorry.
All right, yeah, Mike, you can hear that from the key. You know, this Botswana ladies, that is how they call them, the under 17 footballers for the South Africans. They are called the Botswana. You know, they were camped 1 week preparing for this qualifier against the Flamingos of Nigeria. But this Flamingos of Nigeria just managed, you know, couple their players. Some of them are not even. Some of them come directly from their club side, you know, to join this to meet at Pretoria for the first time. They've not really met together, and are we expecting any magic from the Flamingos of Nigeria?
I just feel that. See, I remember my playing days then in school. I was not going for a train. When competition come, you perform. And you even get awarded. What you have is what you have. Now what you don't know, you don't know. See, I will say it again. I expect the Flamingos to win. 1 week is as good. There's no difference between 1 week and 3 days. Adibi, you told me now that they have been in camp for like 3 months. Then I will begin to consider, or even a month. You understand what I'm saying? But what would they really do in 1 week? So it's almost the same. And if you just can pick 1 or 2 together, just see, it's about really at this stage. It's more like for the talent the ladies have. Can they do it?
But Polo, you know, the South Africans they are going for their 3rd World Cup, but the Flamingos of Nigeria are going for their 8th World Cup. Now look at this scenario. The South Africans are well prepared. Now, because based on what you might say, because you have it in you, you don't need to train, because you just come and
not that you don't need to train. I'm talking in the context of this match.
This situation on this match.
They had 1 week. Nigeria had 2 or 3 days. What's the difference? I think when they have 1 month now, we'll start thinking.
Polo, is that the right way to go?
Well, I don't think that's the right way to go. The best is for you to prepare, but I understand what Yemat is trying to say, and what we should be looking at is those players that are invited. Have they played together before? You know, if they've been playing together before, you know, it makes it very easy. There's difference between when you have players that have been playing all together before, you know, and the ones that are not, they've not seen each other before, they've never played before. That's where it's going to be difficult. But I think, like I said earlier, so I expect the Flamingos to get the job done. When it comes to, you know, football, you know, women football in Africa, I don't think there's any other nation you can compare against Nigeria. So, you know, talking about the preparation also, we know the problem we usually have when it comes to preparation in Nigeria, not just for the Flamingo, even the Super Eagles. You know, the way we prepare things there, you know, it's always we do things very late. But despite that, I still believe we are going there to, you know, get the maximum 3 points.
I'm going to be the white elephant or the dark horse in this room. I don't see Nigeria winning or even getting a draw. If we get a draw, we'll celebrate. But winning, I'm not counting on it. Maybe when we bring them back home to Remo Stars, to Ikene, maybe we can do something. Nice stadium, Nigerian fans, Nigerian support, environmental friendly. They're playing 2 p.m. Nigerian time, 3 p.m. South African time in Pretoria. I'm going to have a mass about 45 to 50,000 South Africans blowing their vuvuzela.
The stadium will not be full.
Even if it's not full. Yeah, and under 17 too. Yes. But even if it's just 20 of them blowing that vuvuzela thing on your head when you're not used to it, You know how it was in 2010 World Cup. But anyway, I think that's my position on it.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. So we now go to the match review, and we'll start with the Champions League. Exciting moment in the Champions League.
These are the champions.
Yeah, the Champions League. So as for the big boys, and also we start with the first leg of the Champions League. Guys, the round of 16. We saw, first of all, talk about PSG. A shocking defeat to Liverpool. Paris Saint-Germain loss to Liverpool was one of the biggest surprise of the round. What went wrong for PSG? Yeah, what actually went wrong for PSG? In fact, they played Liverpool. The number of goal attempt was high. Possessional wise was high. The attacking was high, but at the end of it, they lost to Liverpool.
But how was it a big surprise?
To me, I was surprised about that.
With Liverpool's Liverpool's form and their track record, if they're not playing attack, they can defend. Which is what happened. They defended against the more better attacking PSG. And they were able to hold their own, get their own chance, and they tucked it in. Liverpool is one of the... In fact, Liverpool, if you want to rate the qualities of clubs in Europe, I think Liverpool is going to be 1, 2, or 3. And PSG is not even in the 1, 2, or 3. So how would you be surprised that Liverpool will get a win?
Talking about their own form, PSG own form. If you watch the match,
if you are talking of based on performance in that game, Liverpool played a strategic game. They couldn't go all out when PSG was attacking them all out. They were more of soaking pressures in the midfield and defense. So it was natural that they waited for counter attacks, which they took advantage of. It's a strategy now.
Yeah, it's not a surprise because initially I was tipping Liverpool to win, but the surprise there is that PSG not scoring at all after having about I think up to
29 chances
on goal, and they were not able to score. They dominated everything, but not getting at least a goal. I was expecting at least both teams to at least go. But for Liverpool that day, I don't know what happened, but I want to believe probably it's the tactics that the manager actually set out. And the reason why I would believe that's the tactics the manager has is because they win. Because if they had lost that game, everybody will be looking at the manager. How do you set up a team like this to just defend? You are not coming out. The pressure was on them. They need to thank their goalkeeper, Alisson Becker. To be honest, if they want to give Berlin d'Or, but because of just one match, I think he deserves it because it was so. It was the reason Liverpool didn't go home with a basket of goals.
If you listen to the interview after the match of Alisson, he mentioned that it was a part of the strategy, not really to fully defend. PSG just came at them, so they had to hold their own defensively. Because if they had attacked with the way PSG was attacked, it was obvious that they would have conceded. Even with the way they defended, Alisson had to make 9 critical saves. 9. In modern day football against a team like Liverpool. Liverpool was woeful on the day. Not just about defending. They didn't even defend very well. If they defended very well, 9 shots will not get through Alisson. That's not the best defensive setup. They were just looking at the presser of Arne Slot today. He said Liverpool was not just lucky. He said Liverpool was very, very lucky. Like extremely lucky. The way he said it, to just paraphrase what he said. So in actual sense, the game, if not that, to me the result was a bias. PSG deserved to win that game 5 goals.
Yeah, just like what Bayern Munich decided to win Chelsea in 2012. 22 shots at goal with Chelsea, 2 shots at goal. Chelsea won the game. These things happen in football.
Yes,
a team comes out attacking, but other team soaks the pressure, and then the soccer wins the match.
They did it, the doc.
Yes,
maybe because you did it.
The goalkeeper is part of the defense. Is he not a defender? The goalkeeper is an auxiliary player.
You the gaffer. You saw the game.
Yeah.
You saw. There was a point whereby it was just due to the wastefulness of, even apart from the performance,
honestly.
the game was too bad. Liverpool was too awful.
They made Liverpool look
didn't
common.
deserve to win.
Yeah.
It was painful. At least Chelsea in 2022, Chelsea defended better than. You need to go and see that game again.
22 shots on what's his name?
It was not on target.
No,
they played 22
it's not
shots.
up to
Everything
22
was not
shots
on
on
target
target,
in the final.
18 was on target. Go and check. Go and
With extra
verify.
time. With extra time. You calculate that with it.
Versus
But
2
this one,
of the opposite
the
side.
doc, try to see a replay of
See,
that game
the match.
and understand what we are saying.
Please,
it was terrible.
Excuse me, please, because I heard a lot of comments about this match and a lot of expectations, but we have watched and followed football for so long to realize that football is not like 1 + 1 = 2.
Yes.
Sometimes this factor works against you.
Yeah.
And you can't say it's an extreme situation. It's not any extreme situation. Real Madrid played Real Betis recently. Who played better? There were a lot of shots on Real Madrid goal, but didn't Madrid also have their chances? They had it.
But that Betis game, Betis played better than Madrid.
Betis played, Madrid played. On a good day, Madrid will score more goals than they did. They scored only one. Vinicius had so many cuttings and he couldn't finish. Mbappe was silent in the game. The guy was so disappointed with himself. He didn't shake hands with anybody. He just walked off after the game. So these things happen in football all the time. And let's cut Liverpool some slack. You can't always be on top of it all the time. That was their off day, and they took their chances. My position is that Arne Slot has built a team that knows how to sit back and take their chances.
Okay. Let's quickly go to the next one, which is let's look at the return leg. Do you think PSG can upturn that 1 goal deficit?
Yeah,
I think so.
I believe so.
Possible.
But
It's possible.
Anfield is one of the most difficult ground to play in Europe. It's more difficult than the Bernabeu. The way the fans, even Guardiola said it. You know, Guardiola has experienced different atmosphere. For him to mention Anfield.
No, but I believe
Anfield
PSG can actually upturn that.
but
1-0.
they can't.
The margin is too slim versus the kind of pressure they got in that game. Of course, they knew they didn't win in that place was a lot of deficiency. They're not going to have that kind of form when they go to Anfield. But with that kind of, those kind of players coming up just next week, I don't think Bakola is going to be injured between now and next week. Neither Dembele and these guys in the midfield.
They even have LD lead. So they can decide to rest those guys.
So it's very, very likely they will still come out to play Liverpool. But Liverpool may still take their chances. They have players that can win matches. Mohamed Salah just giving 1 or 2 balls. He touches here. He knows the best place to place the ball, and luck has been working for him. So he places it there.
Luck, is it luck or just
you need
brilliance?
luck.
No,
You need
luck.
luck. You need luck.
Your hard work.
Luck was against PSG in this game. They were hitting goalposts, hitting keeper, hitting everywhere, missing your leg.
Except the net.
Yeah, except go inside.
Luck is part of it.
It is one factor. That's the other factor that you can't measure.
You can't measure it.
All right, away from Liverpool and PSG, let's quickly go to the Gunners. They are almost guaranteed a spot in the quarterfinal after a stunning performance of 7-1. You know,
It's not. They said they are almost guaranteed.
It's almost now until it is guaranteed.
We are already guaranteed.
It's still almost. Do you know that when PSG defeated Barca 4-0, all of us were like, "Oh, nobody had upturned this before."
Yeah.
That's why it's always good to mention the word almost until Barcelona defeated them 6-1. So,
but where did Barcelona defeat them 6-1?
it doesn't matter. Even the same Arsenal lost at home. I think 3-1 to Inter Milan. Was it Inter Milan? And went to Italy.
Yeah.
And eliminated.
5-1. Yeah.
So
but
you remember
but
now.
The quality is not the same as that of
Leave quality. It's just the wave of the game.
Yeah, but
it's the wave.
But
You don't see guys knocking around. They won't know. You won't know what. Okay, right. Barcelona 2-1 with a game that Salah was not available.
Zero ma. Okay, Liverpool.
Liverpool.
3-0.
3-0. And they came. Salah was their best player was not available. You say, who them are? And they scored 4.
I understand that in football anything can happen, but those clubs you've mentioned, apart from Arsenal, those people that have done those comeback, most of them were done at their own ground. It's only Arsenal maybe then that I think that should be 2001 against Inter Milan.
I agree with you because Arsenal is coming back to Emirates
again, and looking at that PSV, the way they played that day, with the way they played, and people say though PSV they defeated Liverpool at a time in this competition, the only defeat Liverpool have suffered in the
Champions League.
And you could see the difference in the way Liverpool use. Some people say it's even Team D against what they call them, and I think Liverpool even suffered a red card in that match. And before PSV could be able to.
At the time, Elliott was the captain.
Arsenal is as good as Arsenal have already qualified, just waiting for whoever win between Real Madrid and even though PSG might get the win at the Emirates. I'm not saying PSG cannot get the win.
I'm going to support. I'm going to support Paul on this. I'm going to stay with Paul on that. Arsenal is as good as.
We know. Okay. I don't want to one or two. Because what actually worked for Arsenal that day?
Arsenal is as good as.
You have to add.
What actually worked for Arsenal against PSV that they were able to.
I think
they were able to defeat them 7-1.
I think one thing worked most for them. PSV was playing an attacking pattern. They wanted to equalize, and they were leaving their back line open. They were also playing high lines against Arsenal, and Arsenal was taking advantage of the spaces. They were attacking the spaces pretty well, and PSV made some stupid mistakes also in their own penalty area. One or two of those goals were gifts. They were gifts. So those were issues, and they're still going to have those issues because if you look at the Dutch pattern of play, they play the ball, they knock the ball around a lot. The goalkeeper plays to you, they hardly kick ball out, and that's where they make errors. You kick it to the keeper, send it to the defender. Before you know it, an Arsenal player intercepts it, and then another goal is coming. So that's what I think it was majorly PSV that was not in a good form. It wasn't like Arsenal was in a fantastic form. They weren't any different than when they play Aston Villa or when they played Tottenham, when they played Fulham.
PSV was terrible.
PSV was just they were making terrible errors in their defense. 5 of those goals were from defensive errors.
Yeah, and I think the mistake PSV did was that I know probably the game plan where they look at the Arsenal team, looking at the match after Arsenal played the last match we played in the league, that when they now interviewed the Nottingham Forest coach, the manager Nuno Espirito Santo, he was saying the reason why he didn't play 5 defenders, 5 players at the back was because Arsenal is not playing with a striker, so you have to overload the midfield. Probably that's what the PSV was thinking, that since Arsenal don't have any recognized striker, even the attackers, they are just makeshift, so let's just attack them. And Arsenal, it seems that if you want to play Arsenal, if you want to win Arsenal, you don't just attack, leave, expose your defense. Arsenal knows how to break those kind of things. And like Doc said earlier on, the PSV defenders, they were very terrible on that night, and the goalkeeper, in fact, if you look at the rating that day, the goalkeeper have 2.0. 2.0.
Yes, but those goals, what would he have done? When you concede many goals, it will reduce your rating.
I understand, but some of those goals were his fault. Looking at the first goal,
it's not 5 of them were.
That's what I'm saying.
One was his own fault.
It was even
the defender passed to him.
The two goals Odegaard scored, I think, could have done better. The first one, he just
gifted the ball back to the second one is,
I don't know what he was even thinking.
And he palmed the ball straight down. He palmed the ball to an attacker. He could have palmed it over. And even the first
goal, if you look at the ball, because look at the nodding from Uran Timber, how that ball beat him from, he was even standing at that angle there. So I don't even understand. Probably was thinking the defender would have nodded the ball, but you staying there and the ball, the goalkeeper had a very terrible night.
The defense was poor.
All right, away from Arsenal, let's quickly go to Barcelona. Despite a man down, Barcelona managed a crucial away win against Benfica. What tactical approach helped them? I was surprised that they, and I was happy also altogether because the way Barcelona managed to win that match, and in fact they were in control of the game. I never thought they had a red card. It was just like a normal game.
No, not a normal game. Don't overboard it. I'm serious. It was. You just have to give a lot of credit to Szczesny.
Okay, to the goalkeeper.
Chesney
Yeah,
did
yeah.
a lot.
Oh,
Nine
honestly,
saves.
Right,
yeah.
So
It's-
it was not
it's-
the,
yeah.
because see, one thing that happens when you're on the field of play, I think Doc will understand this. When you have a good goalkeeper, it gives you confidence going forward. You can really, you know that, oh, okay, even if there's something, an attack or something, there's a goalkeeper. You know, I said this too when Chelsea was still having the errors of Sanchez. So the thing is this: Chesney made some. There was a point blank bullet header that Chesney saved. If that ball would have gone in, it would be 1-0 in favor of Benfica as at that time, and it would make it more difficult for Barcelona. Chesney kept them in the game. In fact, the goal Barcelona scored was a defensive error. Miscued pass, got to Rafinha, picked his spot and put the ball there, and they defended the rest. So it's just, football is about movement. It's about movement.
So-
And though you can't take anything away from Barcelona, playing one man down from that early stage of the game will take a lot extra out of the players.
Okay.
And they managed to
So
win.
I think yes, Yemen has made a very valid point. It wasn't football as usual or business as usual after Kubasi's red card. However, before Kubasi's red card, Barca was putting a lot of pressure on the defense of Benfica. So much attack. However, the moment Kubasi was taken off, Barca had to rearrange and start defending. They had to put themselves in a defensive formation and left Rafinha and Lewandowski to do the roving off front. Totally, this young man was missing. Lamine Yamal was totally lost in the game. We didn't see him. They took him out. Yeah, the left back took him out. He couldn't even dribble much. He had one or two moves, made some passes, but he wasn't himself. You know, he wasn't himself. He was taken off at 55 minutes, and that's very ridiculous. In fact, he was so disappointed, Hansi Flick had to go and apologize to him on the bench and explain to him that he had to remove him, and then Daniel Olmo as well. However, since the Kubasi was, because Kubasi was not just a defender, it wasn't just one man. Paul Kubasi, if you look at the way he plays, he can defend very well, and he actually locates long passes, grand passes, through passes. It was the replacement for the PK that we used to have. It would locate. It doesn't. It usually hardly plays to the side. It plays through the middle, and that's what Hansi Flick wants. And this guy was taken off at 22 minutes. So there was no defender to do that job. Martinez, very careful defender. Araujo was introduced. You know, Araujo is still shaky. Kubasi actually displaced Araujo from the team. So the number one man has been taken off. So Barca had a very big issue. What it meant was that there was a space open in front of Kubasi, and a midfielder had to fall deep most of the time. In that case, the young couldn't go far anymore, and Pedri had to come behind. Pedri was attacking a lot before that, but from that moment, Pedri started playing deep. So the only person playing ahead in the in the midfield was who was there again in the midfield playing ahead? Rafinha. That was the only person playing ahead in the midfield. Lewandowski here and then Lamine Yamal here. So there was a big hole in that center, and that affected the attack of Barca. So Barca was taking a lot of soaking a lot of pressure. They suffered a lot, and at a point in time, possession came down to 52 to 49, 48%. 52-48. I mean, Barca 52, Benfica 48. At the time, it was 49, 51%. And that says a lot about the match, you know, looking at how Barca plays. So that game was not very easy for Barca. They defended with all their strength. And one of the things that worked for Hansi Flick in that game is that, you know, Hansi Flick plays a lot on physicality.
Yeah.
So he had players who were physical, who were energetic, and who were willing to run at any ball. So they were playing with all their strength. Pedri was attacking, was marking, was pressing. De Jong was marking and pressing. All of them were just all over the place, pursuing any ball, any person with the ball. So it was that pressure. They put a lot of pressure on Benfica players. So they didn't even have enough room to generate good moves other than cross into 18 yards or take shots from outside most of the time. and then let us thank the superstar for the day. You know, one of the jokes and memes that have been flying around is that Chesney sat down by the goalpost and brought out a cigarette. Ordinarily, the whole team would have took the cigarette from him, and Flick would have taken it and broke it into pieces. But after the match, the memes flying around, when Chesney brings out a cigarette and puts it in his mouth, even Flick brings the match. Brings the matches. And I say, "Come on, you can smoke now. You really deserve the smoke," because it was the savior of that game for Barcelona.
Yeah. All right. That's why Barcelona we're having it good at their own. The second leg. What do you think about the second leg?
I think that Barca is 60% home and dry, but you know these boys. That's their boys, so they can balloon it, but they are 60% in the because one is very slim. A defensive error, those ones defend 1-1 penalty, but at their home ground, which we will give them, and they've won the first leg 1-0. I know that in European football now, home and away is not really counting again. Yeah. Anybody can win anywhere. So Barca has to have that awareness that is still very open. So,
all right, I think we just saw some kind of rating about those who stand a better chance of
okay, the power rating.
Yeah, the power rating. Can you just give us a breakdown
the
of
European power rating?
Yeah.
Okay, so the power rating has been released, and we have a series of ratings based on who are the likely position to win the most coveted UEFA Champions League. And as it stands, let's take it from number 12. You have power ratings from number 12. Just a minute. I'm going to get to it shortly. Where is my rating? All right. So from number 12, we have Benfica. Number 11, Borussia Dortmund. Number 10, Lille. Number 9, Aston Villa. You know, Aston Villa is like the revelation of this Champions League. They are still here. Number 9.
Won it before, no?
Yeah, but that was before you were born.
History can repeat.
Hello, that was before a lot of people here were born. So they're like the revelation. Come back, you know. Paris Saint-Germain number 8. Well, they're the usual suspects, semi-finalists, you know, but they've not won it. And then you have Arsenal in number 7. You know, to a lot of people, naysayers and haters of Arsenal, this is a time that people should go and take drugs. If you have blood pressure issues, or if you have bile issues, you have ulcer, because Arsenal may actually go far in this tournament. They have literally qualified for the quarterfinal.
Yeah.
You know, 6-goal advantage, and they are coming to play at home. Even if they lose 2 goals or 3 goals, they still go through. And they are not likely going to lose to that PSV team, you know. So Arsenal,
okay, no, you are talking about quarterfinal.
Yes, they are not likely to lose to that PSV team in their second leg. So Arsenal at number 7, Atletico Madrid at number 6, and Diego Simeone is still powering up. He's still pushing. It's just one goal deficit
against Real Madrid.
It can actually beat Madrid. They have done this a number of times, but not in Champions League recently. Madrid still has the upper hand in Champions League. Number 5, Liverpool. Wow. And number 4, you know, I would have expected Liverpool to be like top 2 or top 3. But they place them on number 5 for various reasons. And then number 4, because Liverpool looks suspect, like they might be going out at this stage. PSG might actually upturn them. Number 4, Bayern Munich. You know, they have a 3-goal advantage over Leverkusen already, and they will likely just seal it at the second leg. Inter at number 3. Very good advantage too from their first leg. And number 2 is Real Madrid with a goal ahead of Atletico, and now going to Bernabeu to play. So they have a very good advantage at Bernabeu. And number 1, surprisingly, I wasn't expecting this. I was not expecting this. I know that's why I was not expecting this. I kept quiet. Paul, I was not expecting this. I kept quiet. Barcelona in number 1 of power ranking at this stage. My moderator.
You know why I kept
this quiet? Was the same Barcelona.
How many power ranking and end up to win the championship?
Yeah, this was the same Barcelona that at group stage, even before Champions League got to second level, when Monaco first beat them at the first match, people around friendly fires and frenemies. All of them are saying these Barca children, these Barca kids. Now Barca is still here at quarter-final level, second round level. They're rated as number 1 power ranking, and that's telling good of their quality.
All right, we have had the power ranking. Let's see how it works. And to some extent,
the power ranking ranked.
Let's see how it works. Yeah.
How many power ranked teams have carried their power to win?
Let's quickly flow from the Champions League power ranking. From the Champions League power ranking, let's dive to the last issue, and that is a match preview for the day. We're just going to take just 3 minutes. It's just 2 matches we are going to talk about. That is the EPL coming up: Chelsea, Leicester, and Manchester United, Arsenal. Those are the 2 matches to talk about because time's up for us. So Leicester City, Chelsea. Can Chelsea continue with their form?
Leicester.
With their winning run.
Leicester is a team that is struggling, and you expect that Chelsea should win because Man City, Nottingham Forest will be facing each other. So at least one or both of the teams will drop point, and when they drop point, Chelsea can move on top of one of those 2 teams. So all 3 points must be chased on Sunday, and I just hope that the boys will play like men that day.
All right, we saw them in the Conference League. They won their match 2-1, even though Yemi was not happy. But
not that happy. Why will I'm a Chelsea fan. We celebrate when we win Champions League, not Conference League.
What about EPL? You celebrate too?
We celebrate when we win EPL. We are the majors. We are not like Arsenal that celebrate the Emirates Cup. We celebrate the major. So it's our mentality. So why will we be celebrating a win against Copenhagen? It's an insult.
All right. We are going. The next one is Manchester United, Arsenal on Sunday. Doki, what is your take on that match?
Arsenal, Man U at home now. At the Theatre of Memes, Theatre of Dreams.
Oh, lamentation.
Theatre of Memes. Man U is at home at the Theatre of where they sing for Bruno. Go, Bruno Fernandes, you look like a rat.
You look like a rat.
Bruno Fernandes, you look like a rat.
You look like a rat.
and then when Arsenal,
we know the people that are calling somebody one name.
When Arsenal, did you hear this song? When Arsenal was defeating them like so many goals, Man City was beating them, and they said like 4-1 or 5-1 or something. They said you've done nothing new. We lost before. We lose every week. You are nothing special. We lose all the week. We lose every week.
English man, drama.
You have done nothing special. We lose every week. Oh my God! So Arsenal going to play Man U at the Theatre of Dreams. I'm just going to advise those who have soft hearts, United fans, don't watch the match, please. Just look for results. Because Arsenal wants to win Premiership, Man U wants to stay in the league. They are in number 14, and they are shaky.
Which Premier
on the
League
14th. They are shaky at the 14th position because they might be pushed to 15 or 16. And Arsenal is fighting for the league.
Which league?
Can I finish, please?
No,
Arsenal is fighting for the league,
yes,
and they are going to go for 3 points. Arsenal is also in Champions League. They want to win Champions League. Man U wants to survive. There's a lot of difference. And Man U has been losing. We lose every week. It's a song they sing at the Theatre of Dreams.
Yes.
All right, Polo is Arsenal, Man U. What are you expecting?
Well, I know it's not going to be an easy game for Arsenal. It's going to be a very difficult one. Given the fact that we lack players up front, and I think at the moment Manchester United are more complete than Arsenal in all departments, because they have their defenders, midfield, and their
Diallo out of the season.
Diallo out of the season.
Yes.
But Diallo was not even part of the first. He just broke into the team. That was when the new manager came in.
When the new manager came in, it's not the same new manager that is here. That's one of
the but aside from Diallo now, who else is not?
Doku will not be
who is
there.
Doku?
He got a red card.
Who is Doku?
The guy that just came 3 days ago.
3 days.
I call it 3 days because
just
it's
said,
January here now. So
But he has been the one mounting that left position.
But
but before he came there, people that have been playing there.
They were deputizing a right back.
Why would they be
At the
advertising
beginning,
for somebody that was not a member of the team? So people were holding that position now.
Luke Shaw went out injured.
That one has been injured. It's not. No. Luke Shaw had been injured before the season started.
Malasia too was injured.
Dalot has been playing that left back.
You won't blame anybody because they had Malaysia. They sent him out on loan to PSV. So that's not body's fault.
Because he was not back to form, and this Premier League.
But they could have kept him.
Compare.
But what I'm trying to say is that I'm not saying it's not going to be easy. Arsenal, we saw how we played the last time we played in the league. We need players, but I believe we'll definitely get the point at the Old Trafford there because
even Arsenal said it's only Saka and Carragher that is out.
There's Martinelli out also.
Martinelli, that one's in and out.
No,
but Martinelli, Saka, and Carragher have been the starters in Arsenal. They have been starters. No. Martinelli, Saka, and Havertz have been the preferred starters in Arsenal. So if their frontliners are out.
Last season we got the 3 point at Old Trafford there. So it's not new.
The frontliners are out, and it's not the same for Man U.
It doesn't matter.
You have Garnacho, you have Hojlund in Man U, and you have this guy.
To win what?
Okay, what's Chelsea going to use it? To go now you are talking about the 3 point Chelsea winning legend. What are they going to use the 3 points
to qualify for Champions League?
Which Champions League?
Yes. What is Arsenal?
I want to mention.
Wait now.
Everybody have what he's fighting for.
Chelsea wants to play. If not that Man U won the FA Cup last season, Chelsea will be playing Europa League this season. But because they won, that was the only reason Chelsea went to Conference League.
So you have to pray.
It was that
you have to pray that Man U does not win Europa again.
This season, what Chelsea is after is just Champions League football, because you cannot really attract the best of the best players if you are not in Champions League. So what we are saying is Arsenal is already in the Champions League, and they at the beginning of the season they started something. So we are just trying to.
Even they have not changed what they said from the beginning.
That's what.
They are still pursuing. They want to win the league.
That's
They're going to change it.
Yemen
Paul, have you changed?
No.
Paul is still.
Look at Yemen now. I think Yemen
is good.
How many points behind Liverpool?
It's 13 points. Then we
how many matches to play?
10, 11.
11 matches to play.
Arsenal is 10. Liverpool 9.
And now Arsenal has a game in hand now.
Yes, Arsenal is having 11, Liverpool 10.
Now 28.
So 27. And if Yemen is trying to say that Liverpool have won the league, but the other time I talked about how Arsenal have qualified already for the Champions League.
And 13 points.
But you are talking about
10 points. You can get 30 points from 10 points. 30 points from 10 games. Abi, what if Liverpool loses 3 or 4 games in a row?
If Liverpool lose 3 in a row, they are still topping the table.
Four
and what is the assurance that Arsenal will win all 3?
If they lose 4 games,
if you put your hope on Arsenal,
I'm not putting my hope on anything.
I'm not talking about
Arsenal is still in contention, and Chelsea is not in contention.
I'm not talking about winning the league.
That is it.
Not for the man.
Chelsea is not in contention. Always not in contention. Arsenal is in contention. Even Man City is no longer contending. Let's give them some credit for that.
You know the funniest part.
Leave the Gunners alone.
You know the funniest part.
I don't like giving us.
You know the funniest part.
Let the Gunners breathe.
You know the funniest part.
It likes to downplay.
They have that responsibility.
You know the funniest part. The funniest part is if Arsenal ends up second and Chelsea, with the way Premier League teams are performing in Europe, England might have 5 next season, and even Chelsea comes 5th and qualify for Champions League. What is the difference?
There's difference. There's difference.
The difference is that Arsenal is second, Chelsea is
there's difference.
Okay, what's the medal?
They get a
runners-up, but they are not runners-up.
It's World Cup that they used to give
There's
runner-up.
No. It's on record. You cannot change that record. They were the runners-up on the league.
No, it's not to tell us that somebody that finished 17 and somebody that finished.
Paul, please hold on. Paul, hold on.
No, that's what I'm saying.
both go to Champions League.
No, Yemi, hold on. Listen to this
There's
scenario.
different.
What if at a point in time, Liverpool faces an offense and they discover that they had some issues,
You see what
fair play or whatever,
they put
and then they take 15 points. Listen now, they now take 15 points.
What if? There's no what if here, dog. How many what if have they all had?
Like Man City is facing right now. Yemi, Man City, you know that Man City.
They won the first one. They will win this last one. Nothing La Liga tables won't do. They won the whole Premier League. Oh, they defeat Premier League now. They will most likely pay Man City fine. How many what if? Now I'm going to put in our.
All right, guys.
Second on the log.
What if? You know the drawing board. Super Eagles drawing board that time. You can't calculate if Angola win this one. If
Permutation.
What if? Permutating when you are not playing Baba Jebu, you be permutating.
At least their permutation is keeping them in second position.
Look at now. So that is possible to Liverpool.
The permutation is keeping them in a short place.
It's nothing to Liverpool.
Guys, I think it's nice having you guys in the studio.
Thank you.
Apollo, thanks for coming to the studio.
Yeah, thanks for
I think we have spent our
Follow
time
take
today.
cut.
To our viewers, that's all we can do for today show. For today's show. Don't forget to join us next Friday 7:30 for another edition of Talk Sports Show, and also don't forget to join us tomorrow 2 p.m. Nigerian time for the World Cup qualifier under 17 women. World Cup qualifier, but between the Bantawa of South Africa versus the Flamingo of Nigeria. From me and the production crew is bye for now. Oh, and another goal for Super Eagles.
This is Premier Sports.